Peace and love, peace and love. I am enough, I'm enough, I'm enough. Peace and love, peace and love. I am enough, I'm the one under the sun. I am aligned, I am a star. You know I got that shine. Yo, I'm so divine. Hey, yo, I do it every time. You know, Bubblesz love to rhyme. I be banging on the drum. And you know that I'm the one. And you know that I'm the two. And you know that I'm the three. And you know I love to teach. Yo, let's just go. Like, right into our soul. Like, dig into our soul so that we can just let go. I've got to speak. I feel that I've got weak from not speaking my truth. I got to see that. Do it for the youth. And I just do it for me and you. Like, yo. I just manifest. I gotta do my best. Yeah, big up. Gotta say it with my chest. This is my truth. It's looking like a mess. Gotta. I was gonna say save the world, but that is not my responsibility. I just got to show you that you have the light in thee. And you know who I'm talking, it is you. If you resonate and if you don't, it's cool. So family, yo. And the crowd goes wild. Peace and love, peace and love. My name is Bubblesz, and this is the Bubbly Love Show, okay? So I am just in a space of clearing a lot of old things, a lot of old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things, reactions, and holding on to a past version of self. And I would like to connect my journey with cutting my hair. And, you know, it was so many different things that led up to that experience. And one of the things that I want to start with is by me identifying attachment. So, last year around Kwanzaa, December 26th, I just was getting all of these different experiences that led me to realize that I had attachment experiences. I don't want to say issues because I feel like we learn from everything that we go through. So attachment, and you know, as far as that goes, okay. And as far as attachment goes, I realized that I could identify myself being attached to people in my life, being attached to substances that I consumed in my life. For an example, being weed, attachment to even certain situations that were very subconscious. Like, for instance, having relationships and them usually having some type of confliction, right? And this is relationships when it comes to family members, when it comes to romantic relationships, and when it comes to friendships. So I almost got used to going through certain instances within those relationships that I felt that certain things were okay, and I suppressed for so long that I didn't realize the type of resentment that could be built up for people and my relationship with others because of things that I did not speak up about when it happened. And I want to definitely emphasize the power of speaking up. Everything that I say to you, I say to self first. I'm talking to me. Literally, I'm looking at the phone talking to me first, right? And if you resonate, then we are connected, right? So essentially, when it comes to speaking up, I have realized within my life that I have had instances with others that I did not agree with, and I did not speak up right away. And then later on, I may have been angry at the situation and how our relationship ended up playing out. But I realized I could not be mad at the other person. And I had to take accountability for self and for what I brought to the table and how that affected the outcome, because I did not speak up. If I did not speak up about how I feel and I continue to be around this person and they continuously do things that I do not agree with, that does not make my spirit feel good, but I am not speaking up about it. They are simply being themselves. They are simply showing up to the best of their ability. I cannot blame another person for being them and for expressing in a way around me that they don't see anything wrong with, because that is just them. And I feel like communication is just so important, and I'm just learning that like every day. I feel like once I feel like I get to one level, like, yeah, my communication my communication game that got good, it's like it's another level. And I just realized that it's not about like being perfect. And that's something that I really wanted to speak on, is like this idea of being perfect. So I like to, when I think about things that I am working on, things that I would like to be better at, I often reflect on, okay, what is the root of this? What is the origin of this? Let me think as back as I can go, right? So when I think back to my childhood and expressing myself, I realized that there were times that I felt misunderstood. I felt that I was not heard, even though I was very adamant about being clear and particular about my word choices. And I've been writing since a little girl, and what it really started with was communication, because I felt like I would speak with words, but it wouldn't always connect with others. And it seemed like when I was writing it down, it just became more clear. And when I shared that writing with others, they understood me more. So I ended up realizing, okay, maybe I can't speak how I feel. Maybe I don't really know what words to say. But for some reason, when I write it down, they just come up. I'm just able to flow. I'm able to, even speaking with figurative language and speaking with metaphors, like just metaphorically, that's like my language. Like I realize I understand things through colors, through emotion, through sound, through feeling, through senses, essentially. And for a while, and even just now working through it, it's like it hasn't been the easiest to feel misunderstood. And you know that song? Something, 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 our intentions are good. Oh yeah. I'm just a soul who is misunderstood. Yo, please, don't let me be misunderstood. I started writing to that so like a while ago, and it's something that I would love to like complete. I've realized I probably haven't finished it because I'm still working through the feeling of not feeling understood. But you know, the thing is, this past project that I've completed, and I am trusting the process as far as completing all of the back end things to sharing it with the world. I had a I Am Love performance and event back at Zambo Aroma in March, which was like a listening party type of vibes, just to get a it was a listening party really performance, and it was just to get a sense of how everyone was receiving the music, and it was really dope. I had these like papers that you could vote the different stars for each song, like 1 to 5 stars, but it was like in hearts, and you could say how much you liked it and comment to just, you know, get a gist of what others would like to listen to as well and what resonates. So essentially, getting back to speaking up, I realized that through writing, it was a form of communication that I enjoyed. And when I began to sing, it was also something that really resonated with me, just because like it's like when I sing, like I feel the vibrations, like I feel the energy, and me, I'm a feeler. And I realized that we all have like different superpowers, and some of us have like similar superpowers, and it's just really dope. But it's about identifying what it is that you're good at, right? So I'm a feeler, and I've known that for a while. However, excuse me, I had to really like identify that and sit with it and be aware when I go into certain rooms and I feel good or I don't feel so good. I remember being a child and walking into a room, and I would feel like everybody was just talking about me, and I would honestly say it was not like paranoia. Like I like, yo, I would sometimes get confirmations later on that like, yeah, they was talking about me, or yeah, this was the thing that they were talking about. Or even right before I came in, somebody just had an argument or something, so the energy in the room just had shifted, and I had walked into that and I felt it immediately, right? So yeah, just identifying what it is about you, right? So I'm a feeler, and when I sing, the vibrations, it heals me, right? It's just very therapeutic for me to be able to sing and express my voice, something that I learned from my singing coach family, Craig Derry. Okay, the work that works. Okay, something that I learned from my singing instructor is just about like our vocal print, right? So our vocal print is similar to a fingerprint, and no one has the same. And I thought that was just truly profound, because I grew up comparing myself to other singers. I grew up comparing my voice. I grew up starting to hide my voice and become a turtle in a shell about my voice, specifically singing. And before that experience, it was my only way to express myself was to write it down and then sing it out, right? But then through my experiences that I've had growing up towards my singing, there's a song called, it goes, they say my music's too loud. Like, yo, real talk. So that song, shout out to Craig Terry, because like, he told me about that song too. But like, they say my music's too loud. And that resonated with me so much, because the amount of times I remember like singing and practicing my voice, because when I was young, I always enjoyed singing stuff like Deborah Cox and Stephanie Mills' Home. And I enjoyed like Aaliyah and like Ashanti and Beyonce, Destiny's Child and stuff later on too. But prior, I was actually into the older stuff. Oh yeah, like Jill Scott, Lauryn Hill, Nina Simone, my mom used to play as well. So it was like really like that old school soul type of vibe. And for me, I was always like challenging myself to hold long notes and to specifically do songs that I felt was challenging. For instance, when I went to go see Dreamgirls, I went home and practiced the song Listen by Beyonce, because that song, she hits so many notes and it just goes in. And then even like the song with Jennifer Hudson, which is really, I do not want to say the wrong woman's name, but you know, the talented woman that sings, and I am telling you, that song, right? So I always loved just that expression, and it's freeing. And even now, speaking on it is very freeing, and just expressing in that way. And I ask myself, when did I become shy to share my voice? And then identifying that I've had experiences where they said my music's too loud. They said I'm too loud. I was told to be lower. I was told that that was enough. It was too much. And things of this nature started to diminish my confidence within myself, started to diminish my confidence in knowing what it is that I was here to do. And years later, to be doing it, to be a performing artist, to be teaching. When I was a little girl, I used to play school with my imaginary class. I had a chalkboard. I had papers and worksheets that I literally used to grade and ask my mom to like get stuff wrong so I could use my red pen to correct and give A pluses and good jobs on the test. Okay, like school, like I was either singing, recording myself singing and dancing and performing, or I was playing school, or like running around climbing something, like legit. Like, and that's me now. And it's so beautiful to be able to reflect on my life, to be able to reflect on all of the things that I've done and have been doing, and to see the alignment and to realize that I had to go through certain things. I had to go through the experience of losing my voice so that I could see just how powerful it is. I had to go through the experience of being the student of life so that I can be able to teach from a space that is with love and not bias, that is truly compassionate. Okay? Because I wanted compassion when I was going through certain things when I was younger. I wanted that compassion. I needed that compassion. So I will be that compassion as a teacher, as a healer, as a being, as an infinite spiritual being. I will be that compassion. I will be that love that I wanted to receive. I received love and I am grateful for it. But I will go even deeper. And I will speak up about how I feel, because I know how it feels to hold it in. So I will hold the safe space for others to be able to share and communicate what they may be holding in, because I know how that feels to hold it in. It don't feel good. Me suppressing my emotions literally led me to a hospital bed. And guess what? I will not ever regret it, because that is my journey. That is my journey. When I went through that 5 days in that hospital, I said, yo, I didn't even know I was this strong. I didn't even know I could show up for myself like that. By being honest with myself about what I was doing to my body and how I was feeling and what I needed to release. I needed to go through that. I needed to learn about the injustices that happen within the pharmaceutical and medical industry. I had to go through it my fucking self. I had to go through it. I had to sit in that hospital bed and them tell me that the only option I had was a transplant. I had to learn to listen to myself more than I listen to others, no matter what your qualifications are, no matter what degrees or certifications that you got, because I'm certified with the Most High. I had to stop taking what somebody else told me to take. I had to not take something that was outside of me, that did not resonate with me, which is a divine being. When you look at a fruit, when you look at the chemistry, the biology of a fruit, when you look at it, the sacred geometry, that is a reflection of me. And that's what I resonate with. The problem with men is ego. The problem with men is ego. Man has come and think that they can recreate something that was given to us by the Most High already. But man goes into labs and says, this is not good enough. If I add something, it will be even better. Here, take this Xanax. Take these pills. I made it. Man. Don't take this herbs. Oh, do you know that if you drink too much of this, that it will be toxic to you? Not also telling you that the amount that you're talking about is literally multiple gallons. so likely you will not drink that much of the herb. The problem with man is ego. The problem with man is ego. We have everything that we need. If you trust in the Most High, in God, in the all, in the oneness, whichever name that you identify with, if you believe in that energy, that frequency, that vibration, then you will put your ego aside. Let's put the ego aside. Let's start going within to the God within, because we are the reflection. We are the reflection from which we come from. I'm talking about experiences in my childhood that reflected traumas of my parents and my guardians. But it goes deeper, because where did we all come from? The Most High. So I and I is a reflection of that. 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 So if I and I is a reflection of that, then I need to go within. The truth is here. The answers are here. What am I looking out here for? What am I searching for? What am I searching for? And it's right here. And it's physical. And it's spiritual. I release the fear of not being perfect. I release the fear of being judged and criticized. I release the fear of being ridiculed. I release the fear of feeling like I am misunderstood. I release the fear of seeking validation. I release the fear of not trusting myself. I trust myself. I trust me. I trust the guidance. I trust the voice that is my highest self. I trust the guidance that is my highest self. I trust the guidance that is my ancestors, which is also a form of self, another form of self. I release what no longer serves me. I realize that there are so many different things in society to tell us how to be. As a woman, as a man, as a child, as a specific age. When you're this age, you should be married. By this age, you should have children. If you're a woman, you shouldn't be so aggressive. If you're a man, then you should protect the woman. Which you should. But you gotta protect you first. You gotta protect you first. Something that's come to me as well is about something that came to me as well is about masculine and feminine energy and the colors and the mix up, right? I want to shout out this sister. I'll share her page, but it's a sister. She lives in Africa, and she was speaking about the mix up between pink and blue and how blue is really the feminine and pink is the masculine. And I really enjoyed the video. However, I always feel like you should always do your own research and your own, tap into your own inner knowing. So with me, before I do any research outside of myself, as far as like Googling something, if I, would like to confirm something, what may have you, I like to ask myself first, right? So we are that Google, and that's the reason why Google is like so powerful, and it really is like it's really like, if you're a superhero, it's like the villain, like real talk, because I'll get his messages right now, okay? Nah, I'm gonna fucking talk about it. I talk about whatever I want. So, the reason, right, is because it's trying to take, you have an infinite power. Okay, let me tell you something about us, right? Okay. We have this infinite power to tap into this divine consciousness, this collective consciousness, right? And truly, if we are not blocked and we are open to receiving and we're practicing channeling, just getting information, even sometimes if you're not, you may just be gifted in that way. It's all different levels. Nothing's right or wrong, but we all have the ability to do it, right? We all have the ability to channel. We all have the ability to gain this universal knowledge, essentially, right? But guess what? Why do that when you got Google? Why do that? And at the tap of a button, within 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds, you can just have an answer. Why? Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Why do that? Why sit in some silence and listen with your third ear, your third eye ear? Your third ear, word, like your third ear, fact. Why do that when you can just easily go on Google to find the answer? Right? And this company literally runs the world. Let me tell you why it runs the world. It runs the world because it's based off of a model, okay, of people not trusting themselves. Don't get me wrong. Of course, we can find information on Google, right? And there's so many things that you could, research and go deeper into. Of course, it has what it has. But I'm talking about trusting yourself first. I'm talking about being, for instance, your own spiritual GPS when you're going somewhere, right? I realize when I do not let my right side, left side of the brain. So I believe the left side is like the logical. I would like to, okay. I'm gonna look it up. But what's it called? So I believe it's the logical. So if the left is the logical side, right? So a lot of times I believe the left is logical and then the right side is creative. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so the left side controls the right side of the body, right? But it's responsible for speech, abstract thinking, logic, and language. The right side of the brain controls the left side of the body and is responsible for image processing, spatial thinking, creativity, and emotion. Right. So when I got to do it, yo. So when I think about, okay, boom, back, right? So I just got the message, listening, right? So I realized that when I trust myself, right, and I do not allow that like logical mind to interfere, that I just feel my way in, that it's always right. And like I said, that's when I do this. Right now, it's with practice, because there are certain times where, I use intuition in certain things, or I'm just like not getting a lot of information on a topic, or just like, I don't know, just it's just not clicking, it's not connecting, right? That I'm gonna look it up, or whatever the case may be, then I'm gonna, try another method. But the magic about it is that I realize, first of all, food intake, where my mental space is, mind, body, spirit, definitely has to take effect on how I'm channeling as well. Because when I'm completely tapped in as far as just energetically, I'm able to just get information like way easier. That's a spiel, but essentially I just want to talk about like tapping into your power in your divinity and trusting yourself, and knowing that you do got the answers, way, word up. But essentially, that's my spiel. I'm feeling so good right now. I might go on Instagram Live. But I love you so much. Thanks for listening. I probably love you. Remember who you are. Like, hold on. Oh, I didn't even do what I said I was going to do. Okay, hold on. I got to keep going. All right, so remember who you are. 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 Hey yo. So now, before we end this show for the evening, it's definitely like afternoon, but you know what I mean. So before we do that, we're going to do a reading. Yes, we're going to do a reading. So I bet you've never seen a reading like this before, because it just came to me, but I'm sure that my soul family somewhere have did it before. So maybe you have heard of it before, but without further ado, we about to do a reading, okay? With Webster. Do a reading with Webster. We are about to use the Webster. Okay, so look. There's this activity called automatic writing. And the way that it goes is that you set a timer for a certain amount of time. Perhaps it's 5 minutes, perhaps it's 3 minutes, perhaps it's 1 minute. You can customize it to your liking, right? And during this activity, you're practicing to listen with your third ear. Actually, like how I said that before. So, what I mean by your third ear is not your physical ears, but like almost like your third eye, right? It's like we get these different messages. A lot of people call it that voice or source. Whatever it is that you call it, it's a voice. It's a messaging system. It's like a delivery type of package vibes going on. The parcel may be bigger or smaller at different occasions depending, but the more you tap in, the bigger your parcel can be, right? And the more substance that it can hold. So, having the idea of automatic writing, right? You would just write down words that come to you, okay? In the beginning of doing this activity on a consecutive basis, you may be a little confused, maybe things don't connect. That's okay. Just flow with it, trust. Slowly but surely, you'll start getting full sentences, you'll start getting connections. Interconnectivity will be happening. It will always be interconnectivity, but sometimes you may not be able to identify it. But it's just about practicing just mindfulness, self-awareness, and being honest with yourself, So, in that automatic writing idea gist, right, I have another idea. And it connects like trusting what I'm hearing, inspired by reading like a tarot deck, but it's not a tarot deck, it's a dictionary because I love to write. So I figured let's play with words, right? Let's play with messages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the book, whatever page it falls on. I'm going to look at the words and I'm going to just see what messages come up to me to say about these words. Sound good? All right, cool. Okay, y'all might be able to not be able to see it, but I'm gonna just show it like this because maybe they look like lines. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. The first word, first of all, the page is 368, okay, which is 8. When you simplify it in numerology, 3 plus 6 is 9, and then 9 plus 8 is 17, which is 1 plus 7, which is 8. Okay, cool. All right, so immortalize, to give eternal or lasting existence. Y'all, I can't make this stuff up, girl, boy. Yeah, I can't make this stuff up. Immortalize, immortal, eternal. I am just getting the message that I am eternal and so are you. And don't take life so seriously because you infinite. I hear this talk about not wanting to come back to earth and stuff like that. And I don't think that should be our focus. Because wouldn't you agree that earth is pretty cool, right? Wouldn't you agree that whatever earth or plane of this existence, parallel universe that we live in is going to be some type of cool experience, right? As a multi-dimensional, infinite, eternal being, why not have really cool different experiences? Why not release and detach from the idea of what this construct is and going so in about like I can't come back here and being all mad and stuff like that. Like, yo, do your best. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your best. Do your best. Do your work. Do what it is that you're supposed to do. And whatever it is that you believe is going to happen after, is going to happen after. But at the end of the day, I truly feel that we have so many different ideas about death. And oh my gosh, that's such a good topic. We have so many ideas about death because this word, it says immortalize. So we have so many different ideas about death. But who alive right now has actually been there? So that actually just made me think of something. A sister that I watch, she actually talks about death not being what we think it is, and how yeah, and then I've also have like friends and peeps that say like a meditation where they like practice dying. So I don't have this experience, and I will not speak on something that I don't feel called to. But what I will say about death is, the way I look at death is like, I feel like it's like some type of like rebirth thing. And we're like continuously in this like infinite cycle of like different like dimension universe type of things. But like I've been watching a lot of cartoons and like Spider-Man and anime, and I don't want to talk about that right now. I don't want to talk about that right now. Oh, but that's on the topic. Okay. I like what I first said. Another word is imperishable, impossible to destroy. I am imperishable because I am immortal. Imperfection, y'all. I just was talking about imperfection. Something that spoils appearance or completeness of a thing. Oh my gosh. Yo, this is so real. Y'all. Oh my gosh. Impassivity, lack of emotion or emotional expressiveness. Don't be impassivity. Have apathy. Don't have impatience. Be patient.